Ah, didn't feel you there. Hello everyone, and welcome to Port Story. Yes, it is the daily Splatt Port Story. This is where I tell a tale revolving around fortified wine and adventures had with it. Today's tale takes place in a nightclub. Before I go any further, I must let you know that all of the names in this tale have been changed to protect the innocent and, more importantly, protect the guilty. Today's names will be taken from the book Red Dwarf Omnibus, connecting a collection of 2 Red Dwarf books by Grant and Naylor, Red Dwarf and Better Than Life. So here we go. Can't forget that. Today's tale concerns myself, or, as I shall be known for the purposes of today, just I, actually. I was but a young man, but 18, and I was being taken out to a nightclub for one of the first times by 2 other friends of mine, who were also 18. Their names being Crichton and David. Crichton and David were quite keen on the nightclub scene. I less so. Even though I had only been a couple of times at this point, I was already beginning to detect that I would detest it deeply, which I do. It was also around this time that I was forming my appreciation for a good fortified wine. Anyway, so we're at this nightclub, named Rimmer's, I guess. And David and Crichton had gone off to the dance floor, or were dancing with STD-infected whores, or were snorting illegal drugs off toilet seats. You know, whatever it is you do in these godforsaken hellholes. Okay, I'm being a little unkind. They were just having fun somewhere. Probably trying to chat up perfectly reasonable girls and using the toilets as they're supposed to be used. Anyway, I was at the bar. The bar was surprisingly empty, as these places are normally full of miscreants after their booze to help them endure the pain that is a nightclub. Or they're thirsty. I was looking at what was on offer, and I noticed it was quite a wide selection. So wide, in fact, that on the very top right of this large collection of shelves which housed all this alcohol was a bottle which on it said port. And I thought, oh yes indeed. So I walk up to the barkeep and I say, excuse me. And he says, yes, what can I do you for? And I say, I'll have a glass of port. The barman says, we don't do port, mate. And I said, well, look up there, sir, and I think you will find that you do. He looked up, and sure enough, there was a bottle of port. And he went, oh yeah, bloody hell. He got onto a small ladder, pulled down the bottle, and I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, when he grabbed the bottle, he did this. And dust came off it. It was a genuinely dusty bottle. I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he said, I don't know. I don't know how much we do. And I said, how about the same price you'd do for a normal glass of red? Because they had red wine there available. I said, how about that? $6 for a nice full glass, which is an amazing deal when we're talking about port. Not that he knew this. He said, I'll just talk to my boss. And he shouted out to the boss, oi! Cat! And Cat turned to the barman and said, yes. The barman said, how much is a glass of port? And Cat said, we don't do port. To which the barman said, "Yeah, we do, look," and showed him the bottle. Cat came over and went, I don't know, I didn't know we did it. I made my suggestion once more, how about just the same as a glass of red? To which Cat said, "Yeah, seems alright." So, a lovely large wine glass of port was poured for me. I paid my $6 and I gratefully took it. And I stood on the edge of the dance floor watching, I remember, a fairly old man in there. Like, he looked as though he was in his 60s, he was by himself and he was dancing in a plaid shirt and some jeans. And he had some moves, but it was still very odd. Anyway, I was watching him, I was drinking my port, when my friends David and Crichton came over and saw me with a full wine glass, and they went, "Are you drinking wine?" And I said, "No, I'm drinking port." They looked at each other, they looked at me, and they went, "How the flip did you get port?" I merely tapped my nose and drank in deep smug satisfaction. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is possible to get port in a nightclub. I haven't managed it since. I haven't returned to Rimmer's, so I don't know if it's still there. But there you go. That is it for today's port story. And that is it for port stories for a while, I must say. It'll be on a sabbatical until probably Christmas. I cannot tell you why just yet, but I will reveal all within the week. Anyway, there will still be some daily splats taking place, so make sure that you tune in tomorrow for an update on the life of the Daily Splat. And also stay tuned for the Christmas edition of Port Story. So, I hope you have enjoyed this small series of adventures, and I hope that you look forward to them returning in the near future. Until then, drink often and drink port, and may you have many a fortified adventure. Goodbye.